Hey guys, welcome to episode 1 of season 9 here at Cambridge United. This is now, I believe, officially the longest running series ever on the Chesnoid Gaming channel. After, of course, yesterday's FA Cup final and Champions League final. I will avoid spoilers for those results now, but I am about to spoil it, so if you haven't seen those videos, go back and watch them. After yesterday's FA Cup final and Champions League final special, we won both. So the Premier League is the only trophy left for us to win outside the Carabao Cup, but I'm not asked if I win that or not. So, as we push through the transfer window, I am going to need your feedback this year, as ever, because we have a £95 million budget. 95 million. I do have the opportunity to improve that with the sale of Burton, Norris, although both minimal fees, Mepham at 9.5 million, Ollie Skip at 18 million, Nathan Collins at 12.5, Ethan Clark at 18, and the rest are loans. So we're on 95, make that 200, make that 110, sorry. 125, 135, 145, 150. Could have about 150 million pounds to spend. Should we be able to get everybody in that we want to? Yves Bissouma currently still out injured. But, of course, with someone else about to join the team, we can be very, very pleased with the way that our midfield looks as we advance a single day. Of course, joining us on a free from last season is our former player, our former youth prospect, Dom Brown. We sold him to Liverpool for a sizable fee earlier in the save, about 23 or 24 million pounds, I think, at the time. And that was able to help fund our progression in the lower leagues. Now, we will have Dom Brown back after a 4-year hiatus. 4 or 5 years he's been away from the club. Dom Brown is back at the Abbey. His physical stats look insane. He left us as like a 80 rated player, maybe lower, and has grown exponentially at Liverpool. We had him back on loan for a season or two, but since then he's continued to grow further and further, is now one of the best central midfielders in the world, and certainly goes straight into my starting 11. So thrilled to have him back at the club. As we mentioned in yesterday's season roundup at the end of the Champions League final, the main area I'm looking to improve in at the minute is the left-hand side of my midfield. I would like to improve upon Barrenechea. However, Barrenechea will still remain at the club. We're going to sell Ethan Clark instead of Ander Barrenechea. I am also open, depending on how much money we have left, to replacing Wilson, Salisu and Perez-Seyol in the starting 11, with them then dropping to the rotated 11 as you see it here. I will also probably change the way that this 11 looks and throw it. Actually, I won't do it yet because he's still not back from injury. I'll throw Yves Bissouma into this midfield, although we're looking to sell Ollie Skip. So Yves Bissouma could come in here and play alongside Palomino. But as things stand, I'm looking to keep Jack Rolls at cam. He plays like a player that's 88 rated, so there's no point in replacing him. Plus, he's our captain. He's been with us for the majority of the save. He's been watching the save for the majority of the save as well. He's got 92 finishing, so clearly he's still a goal threat in that cam role. I don't want to replace him. Abadio's my starting striker, will not change either. Obviously, Campos stays. Obviously, Cano stays, and Zach Steffen has had a great past 18 months, so he will get the opportunity to continue in that goalkeeping role as we push further through the save. However, though, we will continue to train both Jack and Cano and Wilson and Brian Song throughout the course of this season, and hopefully we can raise some extra money this year through the transfers that we're looking to move out, so that we can then bring players in. We'll try and raise as much money as possible through the preseason tournament as well, so you guys have an extra little bit of money to spend for me. With regards to expectations, the youth development one is still there, the short-term one, unfortunately, so that isn't going to be able to... Not that I'd do it anyway, But the long-term one is still there with 1 season left to do there. Short-term, 45 million from shirt sales, not a problem. Long-term, 288 million through media earnings. I'm hoping to win the Premier League this season. But if we don't, we will go to a season 10. But as things stand, if I win the Premier League this season, this will be the last year in the save. Financially, it's still registering me as having completed the short-term one, even though that was last year's. And the long-term one, we're doing really well there. With regards to domestic success, they're not asking for the title. They just want a top 4 spot. Especially, of course, we did finish 6th last year in the Prem. FA Cup, only the quarter-final, even though we won it last year. And Champions League, only the semi-final, even though we won it last year. So, plenty of opportunity this season to increase our transfer budget and get ourselves a really hefty overall rating for our starting and rotation 11s. Really wanting to improve everywhere if I can. We don't have a ginormous budget. I was expecting a large one, I'll be honest. But with all of the money we raised from going through the Champions League and winning the Champions League, and then the Premier League budget on the back of that, I was hoping for upwards of 150 by default. But it is what it is. We've got what we've got, and we shall have to work with it. Obviously, the board's still perhaps paying off the new stadium that we bought. Obviously, that's just the kind of storyline that we're going with, but could be potential explanation for us to kind of overcome the mental barrier of not having as much money. Don Brown gets a goal back in his first game in a Cambridge United shirt, although Boateng has scored for Sevilla, and this one isn't necessarily over yet, despite the fact Matthias Ginter has been sent off for them. Nemetja comes on for Barrenechea on the left-hand side of midfield, and Wilson, who won us the Champions League, grabs the third to give us a 3-1 win there. Okay, right. Well, leave me your comments in the comment section. You'll have added some, or there'll be some that are similar from the final episode of last season yesterday. But like I say, primarily the main target to start is a new left-sided winger. Obviously, they could be a right winger that I can just alter their position to play them in left wing, or I could throw them on the left-hand side. Anyway, it doesn't really necessarily matter. So a wide midfielder. A wide midfielder is what I'm looking for to start. And then from there, we'll look to improve elsewhere. But first things first, I want that wide midfielder. Nantes should be a pretty straightforward victory for us here, I would like to think. So, £95 million is enough to afford pretty much anyone in the save, other than the likes of like a Neymar or an Mbappe or something. So, we should be able to prioritise whoever it is that you guys put on my shortlist. Please try and avoid players that are just pace and nothing else. I'd like kind of a more well-rounded player if we can possibly have one. But Campos gives us a second, and his second, to ensure that we get the win against Nantes. Thank you very much. So we look like, well, we are, in fact, through in this pre-season tournament. No transfer bids yet for any of my players, which is slightly frustrating. I do hope we can get those players sold between now and the end of the window to try and raise the funds we need to bring in extra players after that left-sided midfielder, because I want the depth. I really want the depth, so I'm going to need new wing-backs, new centre-back as well as perhaps a central attacking midfielder too, although I can always move Campos centrally and move and use like Briançon or someone like that out wide. So Soyuncu, of course, as ever, the AI get a man sent off, and there is a sending off, and it doesn't affect the outcome of the game at all. You're telling me that a 10... Well, to be fair, I did play my rotation 11. All right, maybe I'll let it off. But 3-1 defeat to a 10-man AC Milan when it was 1-1 at best when they got the man sent off. Not sure about that, to be honest. But we're through to the next round, and we'll place Benfica in the semi-final. Still waiting for any transfer bids to come in for my players. As I've previously mentioned, we will be starting FIFA 21 at Everton. I am contemplating doing Inter Milan after Everton, if that's something you might like to see on FIFA 21. But outside of the Everton definitive save, I haven't made any further plans for FIFA 21. So we shall wait and see what you guys think to that. And obviously, I'll take your opinions between now and including over launch at FIFA 21. But Aberdeen has given us a 1-0 lead here in the semi-final. This Audi Cup in the pre-season tournament, and hopefully we can hold on to that. Our full strength 11 should be good enough to brush aside pretty much any team that we feel could potentially be a challenge. We won the Champions League last year, beating Bayern, beating Manchester City, beating Atletico Madrid. We haven't played a Barcelona or a Real Madrid in Europe yet, so there's still some untested areas. But Bayern are certainly a very, very capable side, and we were able to beat them. Prize money of 1.6 million. Please, can I have a transfer bid for one of the players that's on the transfer list? That would be lovely. We do, of course, have the Community Shield as the first game of the season. That will be here. I'll play that. Contemplating simming Leicester to then play the UEFA Super Cup in the second game of today's episode. But I haven't, as of yet, decided. I might stop short of that UEFA Super Cup and play Leicester, and then have another 2 episodes in this January transfer window rather than just another one, depending on what your feedback is like in the comment section of today's and yesterday's episodes. I'm recording this before you've seen the Champions League final, but after you've seen the FA Cup final, and then I won't record another one until after you've seen this one and I've got a considerable amount of comments in the comment section and feedback back for me to take that into tomorrow's episode. So unfortunately not able to win the pre-season tournament, but into the latter stages of it. Getting to the final, of course. Transfer hub wise, still waiting for transfer bids for all of these guys. I've taken them off the transfer list and put them back on the transfer list to try and ensure transfer bids. I did that in between seasons. So we'll advance as far as the Community Shield now against Chelsea. And if I get any transfer bids, I'll bring them to you. If I don't, then I'll see you back at Wembley as Wilson goes up to 83 rated. I had a number of loan bids for youth players, which I'm now accepting. Elliot Griffiths. I've had some for Leon Davis, which I've rejected. A couple of other youngsters have gone out on loan. Charlie Robinson and I can't remember the other one. Another youngster that we're not going to use has gone out on loan. I have had a bid for Sander Berger, but I'm not going to accept that. There's bigger games ahead, Ethan. I want to sell you, but maybe you could come off the bench. He's still on the bench, I believe, isn't he? Yeah. So maybe he could come off the bench and put him in the shop window. But I'm going to... Oh, Salisu's up to 85. Okay, maybe with Salisu's continued growth, Cano's up to 83 as well. Wilson 83. With Salisu's continued growth, maybe I wouldn't replace him in the starting lineup, but I would still perhaps like a kind of another mid to early 80s centre-back to add to the squad for depth. Nice to see... I see Preseason up to 84 as well. As we mentioned, Salisu and Cano also both growing. So still prioritising the left side of midfield, but the rest of the squad is growing well. So promising signs, even if we aren't able to bring in the full amount of players we would like to. So let's see if we can start this season as we ended the last one with some silverware. Chelsea are, well, not putting out a strong side, are they, at all? I've started my full strength 11. They've not even come close. Timo Werner is in the side, as is David Neres. Emerson at left back, you say, is a first teamer. Roca in midfield is a first teamer. The rest, youth prospects. Chelsea obviously not taking this competition, or this particular trophy, I say this competition, this particular trophy too seriously. Chelsea last year's Premier League winners, of course, and ourselves the FA Cup winners, which is how we end up in this tie. Well, if I don't win this with the lineup that they've put out, then it doesn't bode well for the rest of the season, does it? But hopefully we will be able to get victory, and I'd like to think relatively convincingly so, if possible. We'll wait and see how things transpire, but on paper it looks like a very one-sided fixture. Emerson there, Don Brown, trying to do some defensive work. This is great football by Chelsea, and Timo Werner is always going to tuck that home. Timo in a Chelsea shirt is going to be a familiar sight in a few weeks' time when the Premier League starts. It's preemptively happened in this save. He's buried that really nicely indeed. Good football from Chelsea. I mean, that sort of quick-fire passing is really hard to defend against at the best of times, let alone when you've got someone like Timo Werner on the end of it. Well, in a game that I was hoping to win convincingly, I'm 1-0 down early doors. Great. Back to Don Brown. Rolls. Don Brown and Jack Rolls reunited again. Oof. Nearly Don Brown played through. Oh, it's so good to have Don back at the club. So good to have Don back at the club. I just hope I don't lose my first game that I play with him back in the team. Sanderberger, Abadia, he's gone. Oh, good run by Dom. Good run indeed, but I couldn't find him. Despite the lack of experience and lack of talent in this Chelsea team, they're actually defending very well. Out wide to David Neres. Oh, hello, acceleration. And dribbling. And acceleration again. And dribbling again. Good block by Marcus Wilson. I don't know why I said Marcus like that, but good block by Marcus Wilson. Oh, come on, Baronetech. You need to be better, please. Nothing really in this game has gone my way so far. I'm struggling, to be honest. We'll get that down the line, though, to Campos. Emerson is with me, but it's a lovely turn by Campos. That's a brilliant turn. Looking for Abadia, who's decided to run straight into the defender instead. Don Brown is here in support. Drop the shoulder. I've got plenty of options in the middle. Campos is one of them. Send those defenders the wrong way. And Rocker still gets a block on. And Chelsea will clear it away. Oh, what a touch by David Neres. And he's away from Marcus Wilson too. And a Baronetech. I'll try and outmuscle him. Oh, we just forced him off the pitch. Well, that went well enough. 1-0 down still, though. Come on, lads. You're supposed to be my first team 11. We want to win the Premier League with you. If you can't beat a second-string Chelsea team, what am I even doing? That wasn't meant for you. It was meant for the other man in the middle. Wilson's done well to win that. Can we create one final goal-scoring opportunity before half-time? Rolls, getting away, through the gap. Don Brown, Don Brown, Don Brown. Great challenge. I'll try again. Can we create one final opportunity before the end of the half? Rolls to Abadia. Great touch and turn to get away from Nathan Wood. The angle's tight. The save is good. And it will be 1-0 to Chelsea at half-time. Unless from this throw we create something pretty spectacular. Oh, no. 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 Despite the frustrating first half, on paper, we've been the better team. More possession, more chances. More pass accuracy. Chelsea scored though, and I haven't. So, 2 goals in this second half, please. If you don't mind, lads. That'd be lovely. Enjoying his forward running recently, isn't he, Marcus Wilson? That's a lovely turn by Abadia. And there's the goal. Right. Well, we've started the second half the right way. Let's build on that and go and get another, please. Abadia makes it 1-1. Oh, nicely done. Werner, step in, please, Cano. Timo, no. Oh, outside the box, thankfully, but Salisu just, well, brute strength. Through the man. Very much through the man. Absolutely a foul. I tried to go for the ball. He's missed it, and he's just, well, flattened Timo Werner, to be honest. Who's crumbled. He'll take the free kick himself, actually, Timo. Or will he? Lewis Baker stood with him now. No, he's left it. And, oh, what a goal! Scooped almost into the top corner. What a finish from Lewis Baker. Wow. That's great technique. That's a wonderful free kick. Take nothing away from that. Chelsea's 2 goals have been very good. I don't even know if I'd have jumped, I'd have got there, to be honest. Hell of a free kick on top of Timo Werner's very tidy finish in the first half. We weren't level for long. We weren't level for long. Sanderberger. Oh, God. How can you misplace a pass to a guy that stood right next to you, Sander? That was outrageously poor. Palomino on. Giovanni Reina on as well for Baronetech. And that will be it for now, I think. That'll be it for now. Those 2 changes to try and hopefully spark some life into this Cambridge side. I was really hoping to win this game. As you may have seen or heard from my confidence at the beginning of the game. We should win this comfortably. We're losing it comfortably at the minute. Campos forward to Jack Rolls. Counter-attack is on. Is the other defender going to try and get to me? He's not. I'll stop. I'll lay this inside there to David Campos, who has Don Brown with him. Abadia just ran offside. We'll find him here now, though, on his left foot. Actually, Wakely puts in a very good block. Still 2-1 Chelsea. Abadia looking to get away. And that's a nice ball through to Don Brown, who rides through the challenge. Oh, then turns into Nizzi. Can't get past him, unfortunately. If I'd have turned the other way, a simple decision. Left or right, Ches. 50-50 chance. Got it wrong. If I'd turned the other way, he'd have been in to have a shot. Or maybe play Abadia in with a pass. Campos will try and win that back. It's done really nicely. Work this centrally now to Palomino. Rolls quickly to Abadia. I've got movement on the left. And is he onside here, Giovanni Reina? Was the centre-back playing him on? No, he was not. Good save by Cumming anyway. 5 minutes to go. Other than the one FA Cup final win, Wembley's not been that happy a hunting ground for us. We've lost semi-finals here in the FA Cup. We've lost the Carabao Cup final at Wembley. We've lost playoff finals at Wembley. And, well, we're about to lose the Community Shield final at Wembley. This will be the fifth of 7 games at Wembley in other competitions that aren't playoffs in the Cup. It's not a good stadium for us, despite the fact we keep getting there. I keep losing there too. Sorry, Tels. I don't really want to watch you lift that. They had 2 shots all game. What a great start to the season. Can't get any bids from our players and then lose the Community Shield. Lovely. Cracking on. Leicester City next. Hopefully you guys can give me some good suggestions for transfers to bring players in, because evidently this team needs improving. I can't believe I've lost that, to be honest. But such is the way of things. Such is the way of my football on FIFA. Don Brown rises to the occasion, does he? To be fair, he did well. An offer from Ep1. I'd really like a little bit more, if you don't mind. I know he's 29, but I would like some more than that, if you don't mind. I need to pay 9.5. Pros new transfer fee. Will you pay 15? I'd accept anything over 12. Okay, you're going to offer me 9.5 again. Can you maybe give me 13.5? Okay, Mepham's going nowhere for the time being then. Griffiths is now loaned out as well. Sure, I really want to play Leicester at the minute with the form I was in that last game. Okay, Leicester City then for the Premier League's first game of the season. Let's do better this time. Ricardo Pereira, Martin, Marco Vania and Ben Chilwell, Santa Maria, Bakayoko and Llorente, Fabry, Ellis Sims and Felipe Anderson. Everson in goal for them. Again, not an incredible 11. I would love to start the Premier League season with a win. We just lost to a team playing in blue. We really shouldn't have lost. Let's beat a team in blue that we really should beat. Please. We genuinely want to win the Premier League this year. And if we aren't beating teams like Leicester with the lineup that they have, then we can't count ourselves as genuine title contenders, can we? That's a lovely ball in. Away, please, Preseason. Nicely done. Chilwell brings it down nicely. Getting away from me. Felipe Anderson. Back to Chilwell. Might be transferring to Chelsea in real life soon, Ben Chilwell. £50 million is the rumoured transfer fee. I do feel like Chelsea do need a new left-back, but I'm not sure if Chilwell is the answer. I'd rather Reguilon, to be honest. But Barrenetxea is in behind here. Drops the shoulder nicely, and this should, and is, be 1-0 Cambridge United. Well, that's better, innit? It's doing well. Back there to Ricardo. Fabry to Santa Maria. Oh! I had no idea where that was going. All I could do was make a noise, apparently. Ellis Sims nearly turning it home. Wasn't sure who was going to get to that first. Oh, dearie me. Felipe Anderson with the corner then. Leicester looking for an instant equaliser. We conceded quickly after scoring against Chelsea. I'd rather avoid that here against Leicester. Oh, lovely drop of the shoulder by Felipe Anderson. And a turn of pace. Cano with the block, as Cano does best. Corner again from Felipe Anderson. Try again, Leicester. Give it another go. Cross comes in. Oh, it's decent, actually. And it's not necessarily flicked away that well. Thankfully, Marcos Llorente's header goes straight to Zach Steffen. And relax. Still 1-0. Still in control. Berger to Wilson. Barrenetxea has made the run down the line. It's me giving it all the talk in the transfer window, being like, Barrenetxea is the man that we want to replace in the starting lineup. Yeah, well, who's been your best player in this game, Ches? And a Barrenetxea. Unfortunately, Don Brown's shot was blocked there. Does have decent finishing now, Don Brown, at 76. So certainly can be that dynamic central midfielder that Yves Bissouma was for us in that role. Previously, he was playing that kind of Sanderberger holding player role for me, Don Brown, but he's more of a dynamic midfielder now with the extra pace, the dribbling ability, and being half decent in front of goal, supposedly. So hopefully he can score a handful of goals for us this season and really contribute to the offensive play rather than just the defensive play. Barrenechea inside, go for a 1-2. Ricardo Pereira is with me. Could be someone we could potentially look at as a wing back. Get that inside there, and again, oh, looking for Don Brown, who made a great run. Rolls to Barrenechea. Oh, if he goes to ground there, I'm sure that's a penalty. Ricardo Pereira defends it well, though. Wilson will get it quickly to Ander, who will turn, and there's Rolls. Oh, can't get away from Martin. Leicester, other than the one goal conceded, have defended well since. And they're defending well all told in this game. But they haven't scored yet, so we're doing better. Let's pull my Sanderberger to Campos. Just use your strength, mate. Don Brown through. Jack Rolls is in behind. Come on, Jackie boy! Yes! There's a second. That should be game over. Even though there's still the full second half to go. Leicester haven't shown much going the other way other than that Ellis Sims attempt at the near post, which was comfortably saved. Captain Jack, staying in the starting lineup, scoring goals. One Premier League game, one Premier League goal. Quick passing from Leicester. It worked for Chelsea. Maybe they've taken a leaf out there, but moving the ball about really well. Thankfully, we get a foot in with Salisu there. Otherwise, we could really genuinely have been in trouble. Oh, Jack Rolls' turn is easily read by Timu Bakayoko. Araujo is pushing down the right-hand side to try and open me up. It's not working for them so far, but they have been looking more and more dangerous, Leicester. And Ellis Sims makes a good turn, but Stefan, I'd like to think, always had that covered at the near post. You never can tell with FIFA 20, but was comfortable enough for the keeper. Pereira Lage with the ball in. Varnia to Ellis Sims again. To Varnia, good block by Cano. Why is he in the way of everything all the time? It's remarkable. I wasn't even in control of him that time. 5 corners so far for Leicester. Lage with another delivery, and Barrenechea with a better clearance this time. That's a lovely first touch by Jack Rolls. I'll try and get myself an angle to try and slot Campos in. And unfortunately, the pass is nowhere near good enough. Still confident of getting the victory, though. 2-0 up with less than 20 minutes to go. Abdi's going to make that run. And it's a good one. And he's in behind. And I need someone to pull it back to, which is Campos. And there's a lovely tucked away third. Well, we're going to win this first opening day of the Premier League. And actually win it with a decent scoreline. And that was part of the problem for us last year, wasn't it? We didn't score enough goals. Our goal difference wasn't high enough to really compete with those above us. So when we do win games, we need to win them well, like this year. We started last season with a lot of 1-0 victories, which was good to get the points, but goal difference really would have cost us if we hadn't dropped so many points last year when it came to challenging with the others around us. If we're to genuinely challenge for the Premier League title this year, we need to win games and win them well. And we have won that well. So that's a great start for us with regards to the Premier League. Not so good with another defeat at Wembley. Liverpool beat Manchester United on the opening day, so at least one of our title rivals has dropped points on day one. Although another one of our title rivals is guaranteed 3 points on day one. Is Brianson going to go up here? No, none of his stats are going to improve. So, pushing towards tomorrow's episode then, we'll have the UEFA Super Cup against Manchester United. We'll also have Liverpool in the Premier League. And I might also... no, I'll leave it. I'll just play Champions League and Liverpool. Champions League, UEFA Super Cup and Liverpool. And then we'll have Brighton and Tottenham in the episode after that, I think, at this stage. But it all depends on what you guys ask for tomorrow, transfer-wise, and what we can get done tomorrow. I may end up playing Manchester United, Liverpool and Tottenham tomorrow and just simming the Brighton one and getting ourselves towards the end of the window in that first episode or in that second episode, the first one that you see with your feedback having been given. So we've received offers for players but rejected that one, couldn't agree that one, and Davis is going nowhere. So still players on the transfer list and no bids for them continually. Really frustrating, the inability to move players on here. Really starting to get quite annoying, but it is what it is. At least we've got a decent budget to spend regardless of what we can or can't sell on. Rather than having to be in a position where we need to sell to buy. We don't necessarily need to sell, but it would be nice to sell to afford another couple of players as well. We'll wait and see. Wait and see. You never know. Transfer bids might come in the next 3 weeks in game. Time will tell. Thank you very much for watching though, guys. Really appreciate the support on the save. Hopefully you enjoyed yesterday's 2 premieres and you enjoyed this opening start to Season 9. And I'll see you tomorrow.